what do we mean by charity, tzedaka in Hebrew?
Charity must be a selfless gift. You give money and you allow the people that you give it to use that money in the best way they know how. You give it mit dem ganzen Herz.
So you're basically giving it with a big heart without wanting anything in return. Often we teach charity at a very young age because that's something in the Jewish community we see as a fundamental principle, a pillar, if you like, of what it is to be Jewish. So we start them young.
We have many opportunities throughout the day to help the children reflect and think about what it means to be a Jew and what does it mean to do the right thing. And the heart of that curriculum for us is our circle time. And at the heart of our circle time, we have our tefillah, our opportunity to speak with Hashem and to really be thankful on all of the blessings that God gives us.
We're grateful for what we've got because some people don't have quite as much.
So when Raphael was born, we didn't think there's going to be any issues or kind of expect your child to be completely healthy.
Adam was born and everything seemed fine, and then at 4 weeks he was diagnosed with a hearing loss.
There are all sorts of Jewish charities like this around the world. In the case of the blind one, it's the people that work for the charities, the people that are employed by them, that have the most remarkable effect on the community around them. So it's not just about the money that is raised, but it's what is actually done with the money.
They'll know where to turn in terms of support, medically, educationally. Jodie's there to help them with all of it.
Jodie called me up and she said she's going to be fine. She's going to go to school, she's going to learn to talk, she's going to socialise, she's going to achieve all the dreams that we had for her when she was born, and in those first 2 weeks we were wondering if she would ever achieve.
She's got a wonderful approach to tailoring her advice to people's individual needs.
Jews will often help Jews in charitable circumstances, but that's not the end of the story by any means, because the Jewish community across the world is reaching out to groups wherever they may be, whatever their circumstances. Here's a great example of just one of those from the UK.
You don't speak the language. If you don't communicate, you'll feel isolated. How can you catch the bus? How can you go to places? So it is important for you.
It's widely acknowledged that when refugees come into the country, they struggle to find work. And that's why the Horton Housing Association has come up with a new scheme to help them. It's called the STEP program, and the association is working alongside World Jewish Relief, a charity that began life in the 1930s. It was originally set up to help Jewish refugees fleeing Nazi Germany, but now it helps vulnerable people from all faiths.
We will support people regardless of their faith, so Jewish, non-Jewish. We support people in times of need. And when the crisis really became domestic and that the UK was going to be resettling 20,000 Syrian refugees, we decided that we would like to be able to support people here.
More than 2,500 Syrians have been resettled in the UK. Out of these, nearly 200 now live in Bradford, and some of these are benefiting from the scheme.
They help me with speaking and reading and writing and listening as well.
I learn how to get a job, skills, experience, write the CV, how can I make interview. It's very good for me.
What the STEP programme does is it helps people to gain employment in the UK. So we look at volunteer placements, work placements, we look at training opportunities. These people are highly skilled, they've got a lot of experience, they're very motivated, they want to work, and it's about us helping them translate those skills and those qualifications.
Gosh, helping Syrian refugees settle into a foreign country. What would Donald Trump have to say about that?
How proud I am to join you this evening for my first event as the new and rather amateur patron of World Jewish Relief.
So here we have one of the biggest patrons in Britain, Prince Charles himself, supporting World Jewish Relief, a British charity dedicated to delivering aid across the world wherever it's needed. But it is often the influence of just one Jewish individual that can make a huge difference to a vast number of people.
those stores were about 200 yards, 300 yards away from the tornado path. It became the point where the fire department, all of the rescuers came in. They had no tools. They were allowed to go into the store and take anything that they wanted. They took the shovels, they took the picks, they took power saws. They noticed that people were coming into the store with pets. Nobody knew where the pets were. They picked them up off the streets. They were wandering all around, and they started to bring the pets to our store. So we set up a portion of the store. We got 4 vets in town to volunteer, and it became a triage for vets. We ended up being the place where people came looking for their pets. And this is what we do at every kind of a tragedy in the United States, whether it's a fire or it's earthquake or it's floods. It's probably one of the most interesting cultural things in American business. I don't know of another major company that has anything approaching this. Anything. And by the way, it happens week after week when tragedies happen all over the United States. And you never read about this in the newspaper, did you? Okay, all right. That's Tzedaka, by the way, when you do it and you don't look for the acknowledgments. Tzedaka is part of our livelihood. That's how I grew up with Tzedaka in my household, and we instilled that with all of our people. That means every single manager, every assistant manager was trained by me personally. And I explained Tzedaka. I explained being Jewish, this is how I grew up, and why I do it, and why I feel good about myself when I do good helping other people. And it's amazing how people responded to it.